And good Saturday morning. Welcome to Sports Talk. I look outside. It is dark still.
Yeah.
Dark, dreary, rainy.
Rainy.
At least for 24 hours.
All day long.
Yeah. And maybe more.
Yeah.
Maybe
Sunday.
more.
Into Sunday.
Into Sunday. Maybe not quite as steady. But guess what? It is a great day for watching college football.
Perfect.
Yeah. What else you going to do, right? Can't do much outdoors. You might as well stay inside. And I was just going through the schedule a couple days ago, and high noon, Alabama and Texas. I mean, what a way to start the day. Is that a neutral site?
No, it's in Austin.
Texas.
It is at Texas. Okay, so it's 11 a.m.
It'll be over by 11:30.
Brett says it'll be over by 11:30. Yeah, I was a little. Is the spread too much? Last time I looked, the spread was 20. The spread in that game was 20. Is that too much?
I think it's a little much.
I don't know how good.
And I haven't looked lately.
I don't know how good or bad Texas is.
Well, the new quarterback, Quinn Ewers, we'll see what he's got. I mean, he was a 5-star. He transferred from Ohio State.
Well, the last transfer
got a
from
great
Ohio
running
State
back.
had a pretty good run. The last quarterback to transfer from Ohio State, he had a pretty good run.
Yeah.
We'll see.
They got a really good running back, Bijan, I think it is. Bijan Robinson.
Who was the run?
But no, I could certainly Alabama win. I don't know.
Butte or something like that. We had a player.
20 points. So, well, could be.
We honestly just never know with Alabama.
42-21. I mean, that seems realistic to me.
That's about right.
35-14.
That's your call on the score? Is that what you're saying? Or did you read that somewhere?
No, it's just I mean, the over-under is 64
Yeah,
and a half,
I guess if both teams score a lot, all of a sudden it could be 20.
I really see Alabama getting 30 to 40, maybe. Yeah, sure.
Okay, if you're Texas and Texas is the kind of program there should be no moral victories.
Yeah.
But at this stage and where they are, what would make you okay with it? Okay, let's say if you're a Texas fan.
They're in the game.
If you're a Texas fan.
If they're in the game at halftime and don't get completely blown out.
Okay, Watauga was in the game last night at halftime. They got completely blown out.
Yeah.
That just came to my mind when you said that.
Yeah.
You got a 21 game at halftime, but the second half doesn't go quite the same.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel better if I'm in it down the stretch. I don't care nothing about what the score is at halftime.
Yeah.
If I'm Texas, I want to know in the last 5 minutes. Was I within? Did I still? Okay, entering the fourth quarter, did I have a chance to win?
Yeah.
I'll put it that way.
Well, that would be a good measuring stick. If they can do that, then they may be hope for this season.
I guess the goal is don't have people turn the channel.
One thing you got to remember,
before it's over.
They lost to Kansas last year.
They lost to Kansas last year. Yeah.
Texas is kind of they play up and down to the competition. That
they do.
So which they got. It's a new coach and.
Sarkisian, and he's got the offensive mind, and he can put some points up.
It could be different, but
who's their DC?
I see Texas playing well.
Yeah.
Now I think Alabama
on their home field.
Is more talented.
Got everything going for them. 11 a.m. start. That makes it a little rougher on Bama because they're Eastern time. Well, no, they're not.
They're going to bring in Willie to sing the Star Spangled Banner. He'll come over from Austin City Limits. Yeah, it'll be good. No,
you making that up?
Making that up.
I didn't think. I don't know. Has Willie Nelson ever been to a football game?
Well, no.
Well, I think he's in Charlotte.
Is he?
Yeah, it's an outlaw convention weekend. Absolutely.
I think he's in Charlotte right now.
He sure is. At the what do you call the venue now? PNC.
Yeah, I don't know.
Tonight or last?
I think it's either tonight or last. Yeah.
Hopefully for the people with tickets, it was last night, but I think it is tonight.
I think it is.
You better be under the roof, right?
Willie and a bunch of other outlaw country bands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
But none that you can name, I noticed.
No, I can't name the other bands. Waylon, he's been dead for 15 years, so it's not him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just wanted to like people like Chris Stapleton, but see, he's a headline act.
Oh,
he's
yeah,
probably not,
he's
he's probably not
huge,
going to
yeah.
show or anything like that.
But I'm sure it'd be a great concert if you like, country music.
I'm sure it would.
Starts at 4:30.
I'm sure it would.
They got like 10 or 12 bands.
And I didn't know
Here's your
this.
one, Nathaniel Ratliff and
Oh,
the
I
Night
love 'em.
Sweats.
That would get me there. Do you even know them, Mike Powell?
Nathaniel Ratliff and
The Night Sweats.
Oh.
You'd like their music, wouldn't you,
Okay.
Brett? You need
I
to
would.
listen. You need to
Particle
you need to look
Kid.
'em up
I'll
and
have to
listen. It's good
download some
stuff.
of their stuff.
It's really good stuff.
Okay.
This says it
Hey.
starts at 3:25.
325 today. Now that's a time you won't forget.
And Willie
Don't forget that one.
doesn't come on until 9:50.
Woo!
No.
So yeah, he could sing the anthem in Austin.
There'll be smoke in the air.
They'll sing the anthem in Austin at 11 a.m.
There won't be enough rain today to knock down the
fly
smoke
up
in the
to
air.
Charlotte. Be plenty of time to,
I didn't know this. I read that a couple of days ago and told Brett. Farm Aid is so big every year that John Mellencamp does and attracts all these people, including this year's Nathaniel Ratcliffe and the.
I love that. I love the name.
Ratliff.
The Night
Ratliff,
Sweats.
yeah. Anyway, the Farm Aid is next weekend.
Is it?
You
On
ready
Willie's
for this?
Farm?
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
In Raleigh.
What?
In Raleigh. It
Okay.
is in Raleigh. It moves. It goes around.
It goes around,
Yeah,
okay.
I think it originated maybe in Ohio or Indiana. Mellencamp kind of headed all this up, and
Chris
he's an
Stapleton
Indiana
will be at
guy.
that.
Yeah, he
Are
will.
we going?
I'm telling you right now that
Dave
I
Matthews.
would hate to miss that.
Man.
It is loaded.
Where's it going to be? Carter
Look.
Finley? Oh,
I don't
good.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Raleigh's all I know.
About
Now
the
they
only-
do have a Walnut Avenue venue. Better
Yeah.
look that up. Seemed like I saw something about Walnut Avenue.
Walnut-
Mike and I have been there. Walnut Creek.
Walnut Creek.
Yeah,
Walnut
not
Creek.
Yeah, I've been there. I've seen a concert at
Walnut
the,
Avenue just don't make sense, does it? Walnut Creek.
the amphitheater.
Seems like
It's-
it would take Carter Finley to hold. I don't know how many people will show up for that, but
Well, I'm guessing that this Walnut Creek thing might be like a. You need a Woodstock arena.
yeah, you do.
Is what you need for this, and
Yeah, you
I'm
do.
guessing Walnut Creek might be something
like
like
a
that,
natural
where
amphitheater.
It is at
there is no sold out.
Coastal Credit Union Music Park at Walnut Creek.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I thought I'd seen that somewhere. That going to be at Walnut Creek. That would be, and I don't know what tickets cost, but it's. I don't for what they do. I don't think it's outrageous. I think it's.
Well, no, I don't think they're outrageous because it's basically a philanthropic cause, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, and they're
Big
not
fundraiser.
They're not going to
Gi-
scalp you too bad on tickets.
Yeah, enormous fundraiser. is
Oh
what-
yeah, and I
what
can't
that-
believe when
It
did Farm
holds,
Aid start?
20,600.
Say that again now.
It holds 20,600.
That's all.
That's it.
Wow.
Well, maybe they can put people in the woods.
Maybe that's
and
what it
stuff.
seats.
Yeah.
No, I've been there.
It is the kind of crowd
Yeah, it
too
couldn't-
that will come and go.
It couldn't hold any more than
You know?
that.
Yeah, that's a
'Cause
come
it's,
and go
it's a
thing.
it's a 2 or 3 day event, right?
No.
I don't know. I thought it was all in one day.
I thought it was at least 2 days, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Unfortunately, the weather's not supposed
You're
to be the
thinking
greatest
something like
today.
Bonnaroo or something.
Yeah.
that's last
No, I would
month
never
away.
think about that. I understand you would though
Oh yeah.
about Bonnaroo.
I'd love to go to Bonnaroo.
No, too.
Where is it held? Same place every year?
Yeah, in Tennessee.
Is it what place? Where?
It's on
What's
this
the name of
this
the town?
side of Tennessee.
Maryville, somewhere up there, right?
That's not the event I was thinking about whenever I was getting on Mike. Just disregard my comment about you would. You guys will know the one I'm thinking about. It'll come to my mind in a little bit. But
Coachella.
Lollapalooza?
That's another one I'd like to go to.
Coachella,
It's in
Lollapalooza.
California.
nah, still not it.
Oh.
I can't remember. I'll remember it when I hear it, but I cannot hear it. Some news from last night. The Atlanta Braves, for the first time since April, a new leader in the National League East. The Mets fell last night to the Marlins. The Braves beat Seattle. Don't know either score right now, but I do know that the Braves won, the Mets lost. That puts the Braves in first place. The Mets drop out for the first time since like mid-April. Is that a trend we're going to see the rest of the way? Braves in control, not going to let it go. They've been pretty consistent all year long.
Yeah, I still
The Mets are good.
fear both teams equally
Do you?
when it comes to the playoffs.
Well, two big pitchers for the Mets. You
Yeah.
mentioned to me one night that get your attention in a hurry. DeGrom and Scherzer?
Yeah, as long as Scherzer's, getting to that point where he's having fatigue, and they might even put him on the injured list this week.
And how about the biggest baseball news of the week locally? Alec Burleson, East Lincoln High School, East Carolina University, playing in Memphis, was leading the International League in like 3 categories at the plate, gets called up, goes to the Cardinals. Hadn't had a hit yet. Last night I thought he got his first hit, and then they turned around and changed it on the board to an error. But
so he went 0 for 4 in his first start.
0 for 4 in first start with
a
walk.
He did score a run.
With a walk. Did score a run. Second, 0 for 2, reached on an error. The good news is he has not struck out in those 6 plate appearances. He's not stuck out.
Well, that's one of the things they liked about him.
Yep. He does not strike out often, and he has not struck out. And I could have retired after his game Thursday night.
Yeah.
Because he went to the plate between Pujols and Molina.
I know it.
And if you bat between Pujols and Molina, wouldn't you be a little starstruck?
Yeah.
And I had a person text me and said, I've been starstruck. I said, yeah, I could have retired after that. I could have just said, yeah, let me bat after Pujols and in front of Molina.
And I'll end my career.
That'd be my claim to fame, and I can tell everybody. Hopefully that won't be Burleson's claim to fame. Hopefully he will be a regular.
Let's look at this historically. I think you were talking before we went on air. First time we've had a Lincoln County product make the big show, so to speak, since 50
I don't
years.
know who was in the league later, Tony Cloninger or Richard Smith.
I don't either.
But it would have been. I mean, that's the last 2 I remember. I mean, that's the only 2 I know
That's the only 2 I know
from
of.
In that time period. I don't know if there have been more or not, but it is the only 2.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Fortenberry made AAA.
AAA for Jimmy.
Yeah, and was in the Phillies organization. They were loaded with outfielders. He never got the call up.
No.
But
Tony Cloninger's last year played was 1972.
Yeah,
at age 31.
50 years, right?
But that don't tell us anything because I'm not sure when Richards
were.
But I think Richards were earlier than that.
Yeah, early 60s, I would think.
Yeah, and I think Richards were earlier than that.
Maybe.
Which would make Tony Cloninger, you said 72?
Yeah.
Who was he with at that
even
time?
Even 50 years?
I think it said St. Louis.
St. Louis. Okay.
Yep. I know he spent a good portion of his time in Atlanta. Richard was probably in high school. Oh, coaching. Lanny said he think Richard was coaching in 72.
He was probably beginning his coaching career about then or a little before.
I was going to say if not a little earlier.
Yeah.
Than that. I don't remember. We would know probably by the year he retired because he probably got out when the 30 hit. But then again, that would have been 2000.
Didn't he retire around? When did I think 99 was his last year coaching?
Last coaching, so he retired in the spring of 2000.
And then Scott Cloninger took over the helm. So
I think that's right. Now I say he probably had 30 years, but a lot of guys build up time, sick time, stuff like that, so they can retire a year or 2 early.
That's true.
I don't know if he actually did get all 30 in. Or not. Lenny says Walnut Farm Aid is in 2 weeks. I thought it was 2
weeks.
Weekend.
2 weeks.
That's
from
good.
Today.
That's a little more breathing room there.
1969 for Richard Smith.
Okay.
Washington Senators.
62.
69.
69. Okay.
Well, then I'm guessing he probably started his
3 years
teaching
apart.
career around 70, something like that.
What wasn't too much later, I'm sure.
Shouldn't have been.
Farm Aid is in 2 weeks at Walnut Creek. Lenny says you can wait and see Willie Nelson. Tickets start at $117, and that's
not.
It looks like the lone seats.
To me, that's low, Mike. For
are
all the
sold out.
You're gonna get to see.
That's low.
That's a good price.
It looks like the lone seats are sold out. Cheapest ticket you can buy right now is $175.
That's what I'm glad the lone seats are sold out because I want it to sell out immediately so that it'll come back to North Carolina.
Yeah.
That they are pleased with what. With the crowds in North Carolina, and we'll see it again at some point. Please tell me that the originator Mellencamp's name is on.
He's on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seen him a couple times and really enjoy
Mellencamp, Dave Matthews, Chris Stapleton. Those are some of the bigger names.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think Cheryl Crow was on it.
Nice.
I think she performs at maybe not all, but most of those.
Yeah.
Most of those Farm Aid events, which is good to see. She's
Well,
a draw
now,
as well.
do the performers get their normal fees, or you think, or is that?
Oh, Mike, what a weird question. Of all the questions to ask. Yeah, I'm sure everybody in here knows exactly what the performers get for. My guess is it's a fundraiser.
I know it's a
Yeah,
fundraiser.
They are
donating their
time.
performance. Okay,
Yeah, that would be
Good
my
deal.
guess.
Yeah, that's
that
what
would
I'm
be my
saying.
guess.
I would say they
That's what
don't
I'm
get their
thinking.
normal fees. If they
No,
if they get anything, it would be less than
they get a lot
less than normal.
of positive publicity. Say
Yeah.
that real quick.
Yeah.
For doing this, and that's what that.
Who was?
that
Do you
goes
know
a
who
long
the
way.
highest paid performer was at Woodstock?
Probably made what, $150
A little bit more. Than
back in the day. Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. Well, if Neil Young wasn't with them yet, then
Jimi Hendrix,
Well,
18,000.
I was going to say that, and I said that's too obvious.
A whopping 18,000. And then when he got on, it was already Monday morning because everything was backed up and only about 30,000 people were left.
He honestly was the first one in my mind, and I said,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that because that's too obvious. And then I was.
He played his set before a vastly reduced crowd.
But 18,000 for one set.
yeah,
I mean, that's pretty good.
I think nobody else made more than 11 or 12,000.
Yeah, especially in the
Yeah, in '69.
in '69. That's $1 million today, or
Mhm.
close to it. I don't know. How do they when they have a thing like that? How do you go about scheduling it? That's one of the things I'd like to know because you don't want all the top performers back to back.
No.
That's to me that's
Yeah,
not
well,
what
they
you
had
want.
some,
You want to
they had
spread them
some-
out and give them their spotlight.
Yeah, they would mix it in between performers who weren't.
And how long
well-known.
did that event last?
3 days.
3 days. Yeah.
For most.
Yeah,
Some it's still going on,
Well,
right?
it's still going on.
Biggest question: how many days do the people that were there remember?
And so, I was going to
Less
say
than
Yeah.
3.
some of them didn't make it a couple hours, and they were probably passed out somewhere.
I've seen some good photos. There's some photos you can look at online.
yeah.
It's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
I did see I'm staying on the music a minute. I did see a couple weeks ago on CBS Sunday Morning or one of the CBS News.
Yeah.
They showed this couple. They showed their picture when they were
At Woodstock.
at Woodstock.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
iconic.
They went back like 50 years
Yeah.
later and had the same spot. Same,
Right. I've seen
yeah,
that one.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
That's pretty good.
And it's still together too,
I know.
which is
Yeah.
incredible as well, right?
Yeah, like
They remember each other.
Yeah, they had a blanket wrapped around them, standing in the rain or something like that.
Standing in the rain sounds like a song.
Well, you know,
itself.
the rain wiped, just
Oh, yeah.
flooded the place
Yeah.
the second day.
And they didn't care, did they? I mean, I
No,
don't think
not
they
too-
don't
They
think
didn't know to care.
even cared. Orioles beat the Red Sox last night 3-2. Orioles still playing very good baseball, 73-65 on the season.
They're not gonna
looking-
make the wild card.
Are they not?
well,
Mike Powell has made a bold prediction. They're
Well,
not going to
it's-
make the wild card.
Are they
Orioles.
technically even still in
4 games back.
4 games?
4 games out of a spot with, let's see, they've played 138. The math real quick
Well,
there,
they're
Brett.
still in-
24?
24 games left.
24?
Well, I'm really
Yeah.
pulling for them. I just think it's a great story.
Notice I didn't say the math real quick, Mike. I went
Yeah.
with Brett.
Don't talk to me about math.
He said 15 earlier, so maybe he had already done the math, right, Brett? About 24 games to go. That would be, what, 4 weeks? 4 weeks
Okay.
left in the Major League
Yep.
season. There's time,
There's time.
but they're going to have to go on a run. They're going to have to go on like an 8-game win streak to make a move.
Still a feel-good story.
Yes, and good to see them turn things around.
At least competitive.
Cubs beat the Giants 4-2. Pirates over the Cardinals 8-2. How about the Pirates all of a sudden wanting to play? Spoiler: if you watched any of that game last night and tried to catch Burleson, which I did, I saw him bat. I didn't get the first at bat, but I did get his second at bat when he hit that high chopper in the infield. If you watched any of that, the Pirates were wearing red and white.
Yeah.
And the Cardinals were wearing blue, and they were in throwbacks, tribute to the old Negro League teams from both of those cities.
Right.
And it was confusing, though, because every time I wanted to think the Cardinals were in the white uniforms with the red trim, and they said Crawford on the front.
Mm-hmm.
And what did the others say?
The Cardinals said St. Louis.
It did say St. Louis, yeah. And I'm going to tell you right now, the pitcher, the first pitcher for the Cardinals, he had the look with the He looked like a pitcher from back then
Mhm.
with the thick mustache and
Right.
he either looked like he was a baseball player from the 30s and 40s
Or a gangster.
or a member of a barbershop quartet.
Yeah.
One or the other.
The big handlebar.
That's the picture
Yeah.
That's the picture I had of him. Here's the news. The Marlins beat the Mets last night by a score of 6-3, knocks the Mets out of first place for the first time since April. Tampa, they've had the Yankees number, have they not? 4-2 last night over the Yankees. Tampa gets the win. The Phillies beat the Nationals 5-3. Blue Jays 4, Rangers 3. Astros over the Angels 4-3. Seems to be a popular score there. Reds 8, Brewers 2. Guardians over the Twins 7-6. Tigers 10, Royals 2. Rockies, this is typical baseball in Colorado, 13-10. Rockies over the Diamondbacks last night, 23 hits in the game. Diaz, 7 RBIs. Cron, a 504-foot home run. How about that for the Rockies? Braves over the Mariners late last night. A lot of folks may have not stayed up to watch it. Braves are 87-51, way ahead, I think.
Of last year's pace.
6-4 last night over the Mariners in Seattle. White Sox over the A's 5-3, and Brett's Dodgers fell to the Padres last night 5-4, and that's not even the news there. He tells me San Diego had a rain delay. What is this world coming to? You go to San Diego and you wind up in the midst of – how long was the rain delay, Brett?
About 30 minutes.
Wow, just a short didn't even put a tarp on the field?
They did put a tarp on the field.
Do they have one?
And it did rain for about half the game, once they started.
Yankees lead the American League East. I did not think I would see this. It's down to 3.5. They only lead Tampa Bay by 3.5 games, Toronto by 5, Orioles 9.5, and the Red Sox 16. The Yankees are 83-56, still a very good record.
Yeah.
And they, I don't care where they get seeded in the playoffs. I do think they will still make the playoffs, and I don't care where they get seeded in the playoffs. They're going to be a tough out. They always are. Cleveland in the Central is tied with the White Sox in the win column. They have a 1.5 lead because of a 3-game difference in the loss column. Minnesota's third at 2.5 out, still in this race very much. They're only 1 game over 500, but they could win the division. Kansas City 16.5, Detroit 19. The Astros lead the West, and that's the American League West, 89-49. Now have a pretty strong hold on the best record in the American League, 6 games better than 6 more wins than the Yanks, 89-49. No race here. They lead the Mariners by 12, the Angels by 29, the Rangers by 29.5, and the A's, I am just shocked, 39.5, only 50 wins and 89 losses for Oakland so far this season.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for them to get to.
Where is Billy Bean?
Yeah.
Still there?
I don't know.
I don't either. Moneyball. I do not
What are
know.
the chances they'll lose 100 games? Probably pretty good. It's always the benchmark of real badness, right?
What are the,
lose 100.
let me go back and look. What are the chances they lose 100 games?
50 and 89.
I'll say right now, Mike, I'll bet you $100 they lose 200. Not 200, 100 games.
Yeah.
I don't think
yeah.
that. I think that's a given at this
I
point.
mean,
They'd have to
they went 2-8 this
They have
week.
to go 13-10
to not
lose,
which is
100.
over 500,
And
and I don't see it coming.
No, they were 2-8 the last week. So.
Lenny says that
Last 10
pitcher,
games.
that Cardinal pitcher, was Miles Mikolas, and I remember that name, Miles Mikolas. And doesn't he look the part of the old timers? Yes, he fit right in. I mean, it looked like they just brought him out of the movie,
Yeah.
and onto the live set there to pitch in that game. He looked better in that than he did the normal Cardinal uniform. He looked like he fit in that better. In the National League, it's the Braves and the Mets, both with 87 wins, but the Braves hold that half-game lead in the loss column over the Mets. Phillies are 11 back, and the Phillies are 11 back, and still a very good team. I mean, they're 76-62, 14 over 500, followed by the Marlins 29.5, the Nationals 38.5. How about that? That's a big number. The St. Louis Cardinals in control of the Central, if Butch is listening this morning from Columbus, Ohio, where he will be attending the Buckeyes against those mighty Red Wolves of Arkansas State today.
Arkansas State
Speaking
rolling
of,
into
speaking of big
horseshoe.
spreads, what do you reckon the spread is in that contest? Around 50?
I'd say, yeah, at least.
No, I don't think
40s.
Arkansas State's
They're not that bad. They're not.
Not for
They're
it to
not.
be 50.
Lenny says Beanie is still at Oakland.
44 and a half.
44
44 and a
I
half.
figured it was in the 40s.
Yeah. It'll be tight down to the wire, right? Where did I go there? St. Louis Cardinals calls a butch. Yeah, 81 and 58 lead the Brewers by 8, the Cubs by 22 and a half, Reds by 23 and a half, and the Pirates by 29. Although the Pirates have started to be a thorn in a couple teams' side this week, picking up a few wins over some of these contenders. They beat the Cardinals last night. The Dodgers are 94 and 43. Brett, are you pleased with that record?
Yep. Still don't think they'll win it, though.
Okay, well, that's a thought everybody can have because once you start the playoffs, everybody's even anyway.
Everybody's
It's a whole
even
new
anyway.
Just
slate.
pitching depth.
But they're going to end up winning
doesn't seem
105
good
games
enough.
at least. And
Yeah.
they win more than they won last year.
Yeah, well,
which was what, 107?
106.
My biggest question to Brett was going to be: did you expect them to be 51 games over 500 at any point?
Not
course he
not
did.
that good. I
Yeah,
didn't expect that kind of record.
Oh,
But
yeah, 51 games over 500 is now the record is still
and they're only 5 and 5 in their last
118.
10.
Is 118 what we decided was the record, and it belongs to Seattle.
Seattle, yeah, they're not going to get that.
Yeah, that'd be hard to conquer at this point. They still got
How far did Seattle
have
get
to go
that
14 and 1 or something like that.
24 and 1.
24 and 1. 24 and 1 to get to Seattle.
Yeah.
Think of how good.
I
that
don't
would
want
be.
them. I don't want them to go 24 and 1 because
No,
mean
a lot of pressure then.
How far did Seattle get? I know they
didn't
win
win
the
it.
World Series.
they didn't go to the World Series.
They didn't
go to
make
the
it to
World
the
Series.
series.
Who ended? Was it the Yankees?
I think
that
the
ended
Yankees
their
beat
season?
them.
The Dodgers have a somewhat comfortable lead. 18 games over the second place Padres. 29 over Arizona. 29 and a half over San Francisco. And 35 over the Colorado Rockies.
Yeah, I left my
who
heart
really
in-
don't care because they live in the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah, I left my heart in San Francisco this season.
Yeah, but they
They
left
broke
their,
my heart in
yeah,
San
but
Francisco.
they left their bats in Arizona.
Arizona or somewhere. Yeah.
during
Dang.
spring
Training,
training. Yeah.
I think it was.
You know, we talk a lot of times about turnarounds. You know, is this Giants? Is this historic?
it's got to be.
to
They,
go
they
from-
won 107 games last year.
And I don't mean historic just for the Giants, but historic for Major League Baseball. I mean,
That's one of the all-time.
they won that many
worst
games last year.
turnaround.
How many did you say? 100,
107.
107. And
They're on pace to win 30 or more less than that.
30 or more less.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know that I don't know what the record is for worst season after winning over 100.
I don't
games.
know if any team's ever had that kind of turnaround the other way either, unless the
Yeah.
Giants did last year.
Yeah, they may
They had
have.
the year before last
Yeah.
year. Yeah,
And maybe
They
they
did.
maybe they went from the
yeah,
negative to the.
they were under 500.
They better start going back to those restaurants
Yeah.
and doing things the way they did in 20. What would that have been? 21.
Yeah, 21.
Billy Bean is executive vice president of baseball operations with the A's. Has been there for how many years? Would you guess? Billy Bean's been with the A's.
30 some.
31.
Yep.
31 years he's been in that position.
Well, they
with
just.
the
I
A's,
mean,
which is incredible.
it's what you've often talked about, the inequality in baseball. as
Yeah,
far as-
it's caught up with him now.
yeah.
Used to be he could get those good farm system, get them in,
Mhm.
they would be good. Still leave you when that contract ran
Yeah,
out.
of course.
Go for that big money, but you know it was working there for them for a while. I mean, they were consistently in the playoffs, but playoffs aren't anywhere. Yeah, you know what we ought to do next year. Well, we can even do this at when the season's over. Go back and look at last year and see which teams had the biggest turn for the best and the worst. You know, San Francisco's by far not got the worst record,
Yeah.
but as far as the turnaround, it's probably the biggest one amongst
dramatic.
Major League Baseball teams.
It's-
And I don't know who it'd be in the positive direction.
And I'm not
just
sure
by-
exactly
just
why.
by
No.
Well, I
grade.
wonder how many the Mets won last
Yeah,
year. They've
yeah.
had a pretty good turnaround.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and got to give them credit for bringing in the players they brought in to make themselves that kind of team. Good morning to Mike and Landon. Want to mention them dropping in this morning to see us. Want to tell them good morning if they're out and about this morning.
Maiden's finest.
Also want to mention that it is the anniversary weekend of 9/11.
That's right.
21 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like a very fast 21 years to folks that are my age or more, and remember that sad day all too well. And before we go to break, here is our song choice of.
Ooh, I've been thinking about this.
Song choice of the day.
Today.
Yep. I was gonna go with. I think I'm turning Japanese.
Ooh.
Do you guys know that song?
Well, I'd pick the other one.
Do you know the song then? Do you know that song, Mike?
I don't.
Oh, it's horrible. The first time I ever heard it, I was with George Dixon, and that made it even worse. So that ought to give you some kind of hint there as to what kind of song that is. He was controlling the radio now, if I recall correctly, whenever we heard that song. But anyway, the song choice for today, Born to Be Wild or Bad to the Bone. Back in a moment.
Ooh.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit mooneyinsurance.com. Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. Have you thought about when you would like to retire? One of your major assets is planning for retirement is time, and you lose a little of it each day. The longer you wait to start accumulating capital for retirement, the harder it's going to be. How should you plan for retirement? Start by calculating approximately how much capital you will need at retirement, and then estimate how much you will have to put away each year. Finally, carefully choose the investments in which you will invest. Stiefel Nicholas can assist you. Call Ford Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stiefel Nicholas, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
In the best of times, no one is more deserving of every opportunity, encouragement, and support than the youth in our communities. Parents, teachers, coaches, and sponsors struggle to stretch their budgets to continue help. Communities need a team effort. Times Oil Corporation, a longtime member of the community, established the Times Educational Alliance Mission, or Team Foundation. Since 2011, over $125,000 in grants have been donated in the community. Times Oil and the Team Foundation are proud to be community partners.
All right, welcome back. First thing we'll do before we get back into sports, first I'm going to read Lenny's latest text, and then we'll get you guys' choices on that song, because neither one of you just belted it out like you normally
I know
do.
my answer.
But Lenny said Seattle did lose to the Yankees in 2001 in the American League Championship Series. Saw it on TV the other day. I'm guessing that was the MLB network showing some old even though it's not that old to us. It's,
no, I mean,
it
it's
is,
in this millennium.
It is 21
So,
years
hey.
21 years old now, but yeah, that's interesting. Yep, Bad to the Bone, or what did I say the other one?
Born to Be Wild by Steppenwolf.
Yeah, Born to Be Wild. I like both of those songs, and like I told you before, the way I select these is that I try to get two that are hard for me to decide which one. Here's the thing: if you're going down the road, and you that one of those is on, you don't usually turn it to see what else is on.
No.
Or I'm not just that, but your favorite song.
I'm going to listen to
if
both
it's one of your favorites.
I'm not going to turn the dial.
I pass over.
Did he just say he's going to listen to both songs?
No, I would listen to either song. I wouldn't turn
either.
the dial.
That's easier. Yeah. It'd be hard to listen to both and not turn the dial unless they came on back to back.
I would turn it.
You don't like either one, Brett?
I can find something else on satellite radio I like better than.
What? But that wasn't the question. You're going to listen to one of these, which
Yeah. I
about
can pick
these
one.
two
I pick
songs.
Bad to the Bone out of the two, but
Born to Be Wild for me. I mean, in those days when I first heard it.
Oh, Bad to the Bone.
Bad to the Bone. I'm kind of a Bad to the Bone.
No, I mean, it
I
made
like
me want to go out
Steppenwolf.
on country roads and drive fast. I mean, that's kind of what it made me want to do.
That's not good.
No.
Born to Be Wild.
You're letting the
You want
Get your motor
You know,
running.
motorcycle.
Get your motor
letting
running.
the
Head out on the highway.
yeah. I don't know why.
it sounds like a Harley
Where
song.
is Steppenwolf from? Do we know? I do not know where they're from.
I think they were from L.A.
So we got two good ones. I heard Northeast and L.A. And I don't think I heard Northeast L.A. I think I heard Northeast and Los Angeles. I'd be interested to know and where Steppenwolf.
Yeah, I bought their first album. It was a great group. John Kay was the lead singer.
I was going to guess Canada.
Well, that's Steve's daddy.
Good rock and roll voice. I remember one of the songs on their first album, "The Pusher Man," which was pretty interesting.
So where is
not a lot of commercial.
where's
play on
George
The Pusher Man.
Thorogood from?
New Jersey.
I mean, I don't want this to play a part in anybody's in anybody's pick of which one they like the best, but I just
George Thorogood and the Jersey Destroyers or something like that.
You're right.
it wasn't
Or is it-
Jersey.
No, it's
It
just
was not-
Destroyers.
Yeah, it's just George. They did have a name before that. It was a something in front of Destroyers early on, but then they changed it. But I don't think it was Jersey. I may be wrong about that.
I actually prefer to drink alone.
That's my favorite one by
Me
him.
too.
That is my favorite one by him. But that's why I didn't throw that one out there, because I would have easily took it
Took it
over.
Yeah.
John Kay is a German-born Canadian rock singer.
Okay, they are from Canada.
So-
My
No,
bad.
they're not from Canada.
They're not from Canada.
They're not from Canada. You had it right to start with.
You know.
They're from L.A.
Yep, they
That's where
originated
where
in
they
LA.
formed.
Well, here's the thing. Most of the bands that came out of the mid-'60s usually did start in L.A. or San Fran.
Well, see, I wasn't even sure they weren't English.
No, they weren't
You
English.
know,
They were definitely
with a
English.
I know. Well, I know that
Individually,
now, but
they're mostly from Canada,
Yeah,
but they formed in L.A.
yeah.
yeah,
Delaware Destroyers.
the Delaware.
Delaware Destroyers. That's right.
So George so he's from Delaware,
Wilmington, Delaware.
Wilmington,
All right.
Delaware. Oh, so we can go around telling people George Thorogood's from Wilmington
Yeah.
and just leave it at that.
Wilmington,
right?
Delaware.
Just leave it at that. Just no.
Leave off the Delaware.
Steppenwolf has 3 members that are Canadian and 2 from L.A.
Okay. And Kay was Canadian, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He was the
He was
frontman.
born in Germany, but he is a Canadian.
Yeah. He kind of made the group with these.
Now Lenny's got it here. Bad to the Bone is his choice, and he says, "Throw in, I Drink Alone." I think "I Drink Alone" is probably everybody's.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot. but-
Oh, I like
but-
one bourbon, one scotch.
Yes, I
one
do
beer.
too. I do too. Yeah,
How many of his
I
songs?
like 2 bourbons, 2 scotch, and 2 beers.
How many of his songs sort of revolve around drinking? What about that?
101%.
Yeah.
Or 150
Proof.
proof. Whichever way you want to look at it. I love the fact, I don't know if
About,
Steve K's listening this morning, but I did not know his dad was so involved in Steppenwolf.
Well, move it on over. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Moving on
That's
over.
a good
Yeah.
one.
You know, well, like we say this about a lot of rock groups. Roger Cranford says "Born to Be Wild." I want to make sure we get everybody's vote in there. We say this about a lot of groups. A lot of his songs sound alike.
Oh, yeah.
You can sit there and listen to maybe 15 seconds to take you to figure out which one, is
yeah.
playing.
Yeah.
But a lot of his songs sound alike. The lyrics change a little bit, but they are all very
And let's
good.
don't forget that Steppenwolf also did Magic Carpet Ride.
Who had the better career, Steppenwolf?
Well, it's
Or-
debatable. Steppenwolf was huge in the late 60s, but maybe Thorogood's had a longer.
I hadn't seen
Success
Steppenwolf on
run.
stage lately.
No.
Not saying they're not,
No.
but Kay still performs.
Does he?
But George Thorogood is still doing. isn't
Well,
he?
he's probably had a more consistently long-term
Yeah.
career.
Yeah, wasn't sure. That's a good one though. I like it. I like the fact that we're getting votes from both sides.
So only 2, me and Roger, have gone for Steppenwolf so far.
Yeah, I guess so.
As a whole, I like Steppenwolf better, but just
Do ya?
between these 2 songs, I like
Yeah, and
Bad
that's
to the
why
Bone
it's
better.
hard to it's hard to not pick the group you like better when I do this. But I really want just the song that you like better. But I do understand. That it's hard just to get away from the group thing.
Who is the most famous Canadian-born musician to make it big in the U.S. rock and roll, in your view?
Brian Adams pretty big.
Neil
Brian
Young.
Adams.
Neil Young,
Brian
born in
Adams.
Canada.
Brian Adams.
Neil Young.
Neil Young.
Neil Young.
Randy Bachman.
Oh, okay.
Cummings, Bachman Turner Overdrive.
Bart Burton Cummins.
We said big.
Hey, guess who? A very underrated band.
They are. I like to guess that.
Burton Cummings had
guess
a
that.
terrific rock and roll voice.
Drake.
Drake is Canadian. There's somebody else just recently that I heard because I didn't know that they were.
Well, in folk music, Joni Mitchell is Canadian. Alanis Morissette,
I like
Canadian.
Alanis Morissette, but
Anne Murray.
not
Anne
so-
Murray,
Oh
Canadian.
Lord,
Snowbird.
y'all going real deep now.
I think.
Was that her
Mike-
big hit?
I bet you take her money.
Mike's probably going to break into that here in a minute.
I think Neil Young wins that.
Was that the
wins
song
that
that
category?
made her Snowbird or something? Blackbird singing in a dead of night? I don't know.
Is that who sang that? I thought
No,
who
that was the
Beatles.
Beatles, Blackbird, yeah, off the White
Did
Album.
they write it? I guess they did.
Yeah, the
It's
White
off the
Album.
White-
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. Best. Well, if you went north, now let's go south. Who's the greatest Mexican-born artist? of all time. Here's
How
a
about
good one.
the tragically, died tragically young, Richie Valens.
Roger says Canadian-born Shania Twain.
Oh, yes.
How about that?
Don't forget her.
Yep.
That's right.
For many reasons, I've never forgot her. So
Do you know that she's the number one selling female country artist of all time? I
Is
think.
she?
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, you can put a lot of stock into that, but everything's more expensive now, and we
Yeah,
have
that's
10
true.
times more people.
I know.
So, if
Relative.
the people from long ago will never win those categories.
No,
at some
they
point,
won't.
they're all going to
we left
They're all
out
gonna get-
Rush.
Rush.
Canadian.
Rush.
Yeah, Rush, of course.
How about Rush being
Rush.
Canadian?
Yeah.
Brett's
Hey,
mom
here's another
would be
one.
ill that we didn't mention.
How about this
Rush.
one? Except for Levon Helm, all the members of the band were Canadian.
All the members of the band. I like that. Just go with that. All the members of the band.
Except for Levon Helm. He was from
I'm telling you,
Arkansas.
there's a couple more people out there that are pretty big time right now that are from Canada. Because one I just heard the other day, and I did not realize that person was from Canada. Now,
What about Arcade Fire, who Dan
Arcade
Patrick
Fire.
plays a
Arcade
lot?
Fire.
They're from they're from Canada.
yeah,
They are.
That's good music. One thing we know out of all this music stuff, Ozzy Osbourne is leaving the United States. You've heard that, right?
No.
Ozzy's getting the out.
Is he?
Yeah.
I saw him playing
Too much gun violence.
at
I think he's moving to England. My first thought was, is he going to Canada? That's what made me
halftime
remember.
of the
But-
Thursday night game.
He did what?
He was playing at halftime of the Thursday night game in L.A.
Was he?
Leaving the USA.
On a jet plane.
Leaving the USA.
I was driving somewhere yesterday or the day before, and I heard Iron Man.
How about living in the USA?
Iron Man, all 8 minutes of it. What a great song.
War Pigs.
Iron Man.
I'm a
for
War
me.
Pigs guy. War Pigs has some of the great, some best. Mama, I'm coming home. Land
That
of
opening
Sea.
riff of Iron Man.
There
though.
you go, Brett. I bet. Name your favorite.
Yeah. No.
His answer is no to Ozzy and to Black Sabbath, right?
I love Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
I do like hearing the high school and college bands play some of those songs.
That's the Iron Man, the Cherville Iron Man's entry song.
Yeah.
Onto the field.
But I do
Well,
not
why-
like
it should not
Black
be anything
Sabbath.
different.
Nothing
They
different.
are the Iron Men.
They are the Iron
So
Men.
they should never use anything different and not even have a thought about it. I mean that's perfect for Cherville, no doubt. And they may have a unique name that nobody else has in the United States. I've often wondered about that.
I have yet to hear another nickname the same for a high school team.
Oh, Ned, you didn't do that to me.
What?
Celine Dion.
Oh, no.
But then he said,
That's
"Oh
right.
wait, not rock and roll."
Not rocking. We're
There are a lot of
talking-
good Canadian country people too.
Oh, yeah.
That may be the name. Somebody that I've been thinking about here is somebody that came in on the country scene that was Canadian.
Forgot about Celine, but she's not. No, she's not a rocker.
Please don't let Mike break into any Celine Dion.
I was thinking about the
says.
heart shall go on, but I won't do it.
Titanically bad.
Yeah, I like that. Good line. The best line of the morning.
Louisville.
Titanically bad.
Louisville beat Central Florida last night. I thought this game, when it started, I watched a little bit. I thought when it started, I would look this morning and it would be 59-58. But I don't know what happened. It slowed down in a hurry. Louisville 20, Central Florida 14. That's a pretty good win. That's not a bad win at all for the ACC.
No, it's not.
Central Florida's had a solid program over the last 6-8 years, and nice win for them.
Over Gus Malzahn, who is
Is that
now
who's there at Central Florida?
Central Florida, but Satterfield really hasn't set the woods on fire at Louisville, has he? I mean, he had a pretty good first year, but since then it's been just average. This could be a big start.
What
for
year is
them,
this
though.
for him?
I think
Third,
it's his
fourth?
fourth. I believe it's his
Yeah.
fourth.
Boy, time goes quick, doesn't it?
Okay, at App, he left App, and then it was drink the water.
Yeah, he
drink the
came in for
wastewater.
1 year.
Came in for 1 year. Drinkowitz. And then the current coach has been there, what? This is his third, I think.
If that's right, then he's been gone 4 years. Boise State over New Mexico last night, 31-14. Old Hank Backmeyer, just typical 170 yards through the air. You guys know old Hank Backmeyer, don't you?
Sure, I've heard of him.
First thing I thought
That
was
before my time.
Well, the first thing I thought of, Brett, you got New Mexico, and then you got a guy named Hank. You know where I'm going there, right? But where is New Mexico, the University of New Mexico? Because New Mexico State's the one in Albuquerque, right?
No.
No?
New Mexico. University of New Mexico is in Albuquerque.
Is it?
Yeah. Because
So-
that's where they played the 1983 Final
Okay.
Four.
Okay. All right. So where?
UNM is in Albuquerque.
Okay. So where is New Mexico State?
I don't
then?
know.
Albuquerque is the state capital, right?
Yep.
New
No,
Mexico-
I bet it's not. I bet it's Santa Fe,
Oh.
and that's probably where it is. Because usually your state universities are where the capital. You
New
know.
Mexico
times.
State is in Las Cruces.
Las Cruces. I was going to say that.
When next week?
Hour 2 of the show.
Yeah. Usually, like NC State's in Raleigh. You know.
That's true.
Usually it's where the
South
capital
Carolina's
is.
in Columbia.
That's not South Carolina State though.
No.
That's what I'm saying. The ones with state.
And
it
Santa
always-
Fe is the capital.
Santa Fe is the capital.
of
Yes,
New
I thought it
Mexico.
was Santa Fe. Lenny's right here with you. Looks like he put Circus. Lost Circus. That'd be
Las
a great name
Circus,
for
New
the name of the
Mexico.
city. Las Cruces is where New Mexico
And aren't-
is.
Santa Fe and
So that's where
Albuquerque.
NC State won their title. Is
Isn't,
that right?
yeah, that's where they won it.
Right. That's
Yep.
Final Four.
Final Four.
There.
There.
We'll never see
in a
Final
regular
Four.
arena.
We'll never see a Final Four
No.
in that city again, will we?
Nope. 18,000 seat arena.
Yeah, back in the good old days.
Yeah.
When it.
And now they have them in domes of 70,000.
Butch, I don't know if you're listening this morning or not, but did everything go well? Are you in Columbus, Ohio? If you are, I'm sorry. I'll go ahead and apologize. But just want to make sure everything went okay with you, and you did get up there, and you're set for that high noon game today between number 3 Buckeyes and Arkansas State.
Is that the biggest mismatch of the day in your view? Ohio State.
Probably not.
There are probably others.
No, Georgia plays Stanford.
Samford, yeah.
Yeah.
Samford with no T and an M.
Well, my Sooners are playing Kent State. That'll be pretty much a mismatch.
Neil Young came to mind when you said Kent State.
Yeah.
App State
Or
talk.
dead in Ohio.
What a difference a week makes. Imagine if the government school from Chapel Hill had to be in Boone today in this rain. Yeah, it wouldn't be 63 to 61, I wouldn't think, in the
No.
rain. What a game last week.
Hawaii at Michigan, 52-point spread.
Okay.
Hawaii at
Well, is that the
Michigan.
Rainbow Warriors? Is that what they call them?
I don't know if there's any Warriors on the name or not.
Just
At
the
one, they
Rainbow.
may be, but at
I
one
always
time,
thought it was Rainbow
At
Warriors.
It's
one-
just Warriors.
Just Warriors. Okay.
well, they used to be the Rainbows.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
It's something to do with rainbow.
So now they're not the Rainbows. Well, I'm pretty sure they were the Rainbows, the University of Hawaii Rainbows.
what I thought.
But
Yeah, this just says Hawaii Warriors.
Yeah.
Okay.
well, they got away from that.
I thought Jeff
rainbow.
Gordon was the
Yeah.
Rainbow Warrior.
That might be it. I don't know. I've heard that term before, but I do not know. Jeff Gordon. Yeah.
Because of his colorful DuPont
Ah. Yeah,
sponsored
the paint.
car.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Dominated the sport. I'll give him that. Jeff
did.
Gordon dominated racing for most of his career. Alabama at Texas today at high noon on Fox. I will be on that one. I will be flipping around to some other games, but I will be on that one. Arkansas State at Ohio State today at noon on the Big Ten Network. The ACC Network at noon has Southern Miss at Miami. Miami 70 points last week, I think it was.
Yeah, over Bethune-Cookman.
Beth Cook, if you looked on TV. That's did you notice that?
Yeah.
That's what it said when you
Beth
looked at the
Cook.
game. Miami was beating Beth Cook, and I felt so bad.
I bet they wouldn't
for
beat
her.
Beth Dutton like that.
No, they wouldn't. She would win, and it would not be an upset. South Carolina at Arkansas.
That's a good one.
ESPN
Good
today
matchup.
at noon.
The
That
SEC
is
right off the
good.
bat.
Yep.
Spencer Rattler, the former
Speaking
OU.
of the SEC, I'm not going to go. I'm going to continue this schedule, and I don't want to get off on this long. But did CBS get slapped in the face in the offseason or what? Somebody just punched their lights out
Yeah.
when they went to these meetings and took bids in. CBS went from having the SEC
Yeah.
Every Saturday,
Saturday
at 3:30.
Yeah, what do they have now?
The Pac-12.
Hmm.
Last week, their
Is it?
highlight game was Arizona and. Now, how many of you watched a minute of an Arizona game last week?
Not a bit.
Lanny says
raised
he
his
did.
hand, but I don't
Why? I mean, the upper echelon of the Pac-12 is okay. Pac-10, whatever
Is
they
it?
are
Look
now.
what happened to
Pac-13. Well, okay. I was just thinking about Southern Cal. Okay, but
Yeah.
the rest of I can't. There's nobody in that conference really that draws me to the television.
No.
Without Oregon would in a
No,
normal,
if they play each other, I
normal-
would. Like if
yeah.
USC plays Oregon,
or
I'll
UCLA.
watch that. Or,
I'll watch UCLA.
Utah.
Stanford doesn't ring your bell?
It does
Not a lot.
with Southern Cal.
Not a lot. You know.
Stanford and Southern Cal, yeah, they play
that-
today.
They do play today. Yeah, what a lead-in. I'm guessing that's on CBS. What you want to bet?
Probably.
Let's see. We'll get there in a minute. But CBS just got slapped, just like they did.
They did.
No, that one's on ABC.
Just like they did
don't
many.
Even they don't even
the
get
highlight
Southern
game.
Cal.
Just like they did back in the day with the NFL when they got slapped in the face because Fox came in.
Fox
you know?
came in.
It said, "Hello, we're the
Yeah,
new
and
guy."
Well, that's what's happened again.
I hate that because that's always been like the best game of the day. Is
Was
that
the SEC
3:30?
game at
Yeah.
3:30? What's still on TV?
With Gary Danielson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I
You know
like
what?
the commentary.
You know what I've done? There's nobody watching them anymore.
Yeah,
You won't know who Gary Danielson and I've already forgot who his lead guy is now. Anyway, since
It used to be Vern Lundquist. but
right.
didn't
They
he
were a
retire?
very good team. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Vern Lundquist retired.
After Vern ate his weight in gold, he ate his.
He got pretty big.
Yeah, he did.
he
Yeah,
did.
he said, "I'm going to sit back and relax for the rest of my time." Yeah, but that was a good crew. Now I don't know who they put. Do you remember, Lanny? Who they put in that spot in the the play-by-play guy is somebody different now. But man, you talking about going from that SEC game of the week every
Rags
week
to riches. Riches to
who did
rags.
Arizona play last week? I mean, I can't even remember. That's how bad that matchup was.
Brad Nessler,
Brad Nessler is good.
he's good.
He is very good.
Gary Danielson's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good
Yeah,
crew.
Roger
Yeah.
says Brad Nessler as well.
That's our sports lineup today.
Okay. Lanny just gave me the lineup here today here on WLON. North Carolina and Georgia State. The Tar Heels at Georgia State playing in Atlanta. If you want to go, it's you can reach that stadium from I-85. It's that
Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
That's at 11 a.m. our coverage. Clemson and Furman at 4 o'clock coverage begins. And then tonight, Braves baseball. The Braves on the road at 9 p.m. in Seattle. So
right.
there you go. Full day of sports here on WLO.
No, we should have went and covered that one.
Roger said Brad Nessler. I'll go cover the Braves Seattle. Brett, you go do Tar Heels at Georgia State.
Give me Clemson Furman.
Mike will go do Clemson and Furman, and
Stop
I think that's fair for everyone.
Stop at the SO Club. Isn't that the name of it?
I quit. I'm not going to Atlanta to watch the Tar Heels,
You're not going to make that trip.
or for any other reason,
Yeah,
or for many other reasons.
while you're down there, you could just spend the night, get up tomorrow, and watch the Falcons and Who Dat go at it in Atlanta and to open the NFL season before you return home. And I have seen a Falcon Who Dat game before it was named the Mercedes-Benz Dome, though. I think been a couple years since that happened. South Carolina, Arkansas was the last one we said noon on ESPN. Wake Forest, Vanderbilt, Missouri, K-State. Wake Forest, Vanderbilt. I saw Wake's pretty heavy favorite in that game. And the quarterback is back, Lanny says.
Is Sam Hartman back?
I did see
Okay,
that he had missed some time.
Undisclosed illness.
It's academic Saturday. Did you see that?
Oh,
Wake
yeah.
Forest, Vanderbilt, Duke, and Northwestern
I know.
play today. Western Illinois, Minnesota, Ohio at Penn State, North Carolina at Georgia State, Texas, San Antonio visits Army today. And you know what? It's got to be one of the highlights of the careers for those San Antonio players to get to go to the academy, and play a game
That'll be
on
good
campus
for
there.
them.
I hope they take it all in. NC State's at home against Charleston Southern after they squeaked by ECU last week because of a missed field goal as time expired in that game. NC State survives. Did their ranking change? Where's their ranking?
They're
on?
only 18th, so I think it probably did go down a little bit.
I think they were 13th.
Yeah.
I want to say they were.
Well,
13th.
deservedly so. They almost lost on the road.
That just goes to show you, though, that college football may be the only sport where an almost loss costs you. It's because you don't play that many games.
No.
That's why. Basketball, it doesn't mean as much as if you almost lost, and in baseball either, because you play so many games.
That's right.
Utah, who was defeated last week.
Whoa, you left out my Central Michigan Chippewas.
Okay, South Alabama at Central Michigan.
It's my
Your
favorite nickname in
Chippewas.
college basketball and college football.
Well, it could be in college basketball, too,
Chippewas.
if you like it that good.
Yeah.
Utah's at home to take on Southern Utah.
Yeah.
Real quick, what's the nickname of Southern Utah?
Anteaters? I don't know.
I was hoping you'd tell me with
Should know that.
confidence, because I don't know.
What's
either.
Utah? Utah, the Utes.
Utes.
The Utes.
Udall is the Utes, yes. Let's see.
Thunderbirds.
The Thunderbirds. I
Southern-
saw it was a bird
Southern
over
Utah.
there.
It's a good one.
The Thunderbirds, which let me apologize to Scott Childers right now if he's listening. I don't check Facebook a lot, and I saw that the week we had the contest between Thunderstruck and Freebird that Scott had sent me a message. He went with Thunderbird, which I thought was very very creative.
Let me go to.
with
One of
Thunder-
us should go to. I'll go to Facebook.
Yeah,
Check Landy's feed.
you say that every week, but yet
I don't do it.
well, his phone's laying on the floor charging.
During the break, I'll get it. And
So my
check it.
guess is, since his phone is on the floor charging, his computer's going to die any second now.
I did look last week, and we have had some guys, make comments via the Facebook.
Yeah.
feed.
You need to help
we
me out
need
with
to
that. I
acknowledge-
can't check them all, so you need to help me out.
Yeah, we need
with
to
that.
acknowledge that they're listening.
And I will give Scott a different way this week too to weigh in, because he's done that a couple weeks now, and
Yeah.
Brett mentioned him one week, something that he had.
Well, on
chimed in
Facebook so far, we got Link Pauly says, "Hope it's 75-0. Roll Tide."
Ooh,
Wow,
lay it
not
on.
a Texas fan.
Ooh, not a Longhorn. Ooh,
Not a Texas fan.
Eyes of Texas are not upon him.
Yep. 75 now. Yeah, if it's 75-0, that'll be talked about.
Yeah.
That will be. That will.
Wonder
be
why
talked-
Link hates Texas so much.
Mhm.
Spent time in Texas in the service.
Did
Oh,
he?
that would explain it.
Let's see. You've got Appalachian State on the road today. Southern Texas taking on Texas A&M. Number 6 A&M hosting Appalachian State. Clemson is hosting Furman. We already told you that one will be right here on WLON at 4:00. Pregame is at 4. Kickoff at 5. Marshall, the Thundering Herd, headed into Irish country to take on Notre Dame. Notre Dame defense looked good last Saturday, Brett. Offense struggled a little bit. In that
offense
game. But I think a lot of
not
offenses are
good.
going to struggle against Ohio State. They're just pretty good. I mean, they're I'm picking today. Ohio State's one of my Final Four. And Notre Dame would be one of my top 12 if we were going to have 12.
Yeah.
Which we will
at
in-
this point. I mean,
In 26 at
yeah,
the latest.
Notre Dame's got a chance to work their way back. It's not that bad to lose on the road to a top
Yeah.
5 team.
Yeah.
Especially early in the
Well,
season. It's
because
about what you.
they still got Southern Cal to play, so they got chances in their schedule.
Yep. I don't know who their ACC.
I don't think
puts them
they
up
win
against.
11
They play
straight.
Clemson.
They play
It'd be
Clemson.
hard. It'd be hard to do.
Do they play Clemson
They
this
do,
year?
yeah.
I think they do.
Clemson, North Carolina.
It's pretty tough.
We know Carolina can score some points.
Yeah.
But can they stop anybody? So
This
far they haven't.
weekend, like most other early season non-conference weekends, is also get paid weekend for the smaller schools that
Yeah.
go play a big school. That's Ned saying that, and that is
That's
exactly
true.
right. That's your Marshall. Well, maybe not Marshall so much, but they'll get I'm sure they'll get a nice check for.
Well, the
going to play at
Sanford,
Notre Dame.
Georgia, that's
Yeah, Sanford, Georgia.
one of
I'll tell you
those.
what.
Well, let's
Furman
don't
and
forget,
Clemson.
App's going to get a nice little check to go to College Station, Texas.
Yeah, the way that Georgia looked last Saturday, I don't know if you could pay me enough to be Sanford
I know.
today. I mean, it is an in-state school, and maybe they'll take it easy on them. But if
I
that,
hope so.
I mean, Georgia looked like they were trying to quiet the naysayers real quickly last week about not returning and going back and
I
having
agree.
a chance to return to the playoffs after winning a national title, and that was impressive. I mean, I'll say that was impressive the way they dominated.
And, whatever you want to say, Stetson Bennett, 5'11" or 5'10" or whatever he is, that guy can play.
I thought you was going to throw Stetson College in there. That Stetson University was going to make a move.
Stetson Bennett.
We're going to go through a few more of these, then we'll take a time out. Running a little bit behind this morning. Marshall, Notre Dame, Furman at Clemson, App at Texas A&M were the last three we mentioned. This looks like a really good matchup on paper. Tennessee and Pitt.
Top 25 teams.
Two top 20 5 teams. Both, Pitt's kind of on, to me, a little bit of a rebuild, but just because they lost a really good quarterback from last season.
And don't forget the receiver who switched and now at Southern Cal.
Yeah. I did forget him. I did forget about him.
Jordan something.
Yeah. Jordan Michael. I'm kidding. But that looks like a good matchup, a good test for Tennessee on the road, playing at Pitt this afternoon at 3:30. That one is on ABC. Absolutely. With a lot of people. Washington State at Wisconsin, Colorado at Air Force, Memphis
That's
at
the
Navy.
CBS game. Colorado at Air Force.
Yeah, that's all they got.
That's their highlight game of the day.
Highlight game.
So
Colorado Air
CBS
Force.
has 3 games, 2 on the CBS Sports Network and 1 on CBS. And they're all military academy games.
So you wonder if that was part of the contract.
UTSA at Army is on CBS
Addison.
Sports Network. And Memphis at Navy is on CBS Sports Network. And then that one you just mentioned is on CBS.
You say you couldn't even remember what I just mentioned.
Colorado
at Air Force. Yeah. Colorado Air Force. Well,
at least
it's not a home game. Does Colorado's Buffalo travel?
I doubt it.
Because if he traveled, then there would be reason to flip over there.
Yeah.
Enough said.
He's probably just makes home appearance.
But it is a major network, and I promise you, I will be on that channel at some point for whatever reason to see a little bit of Colorado. Did Colorado lose last week?
Yes.
Colorado and Air Force.
Yeah, they lost last week.
Memphis at Navy, Cincinnati at home against Kennesaw State. Maryland rolls into Charlotte, going to play in the rain today. Samford at Georgia. We've already talked about that one. The Samford Bulldogs. Bulldog battle here, right? Isn't Samford the Bulldogs too?
I think so.
Yeah. So you're telling me if Georgia was built first and then Samford came along there, you couldn't think of anything other than
Yeah, I can't figure that one out.
Yeah. Houston at Texas Tech, UNLV at Cal. Now I'm getting into some games that are really obscure, Mike Powell. Virginia at Illinois. To me, that's my toss-up game of the day.
Yeah.
Virginia.
How about Iowa State, Iowa?
Middle of the road, ACC. Maybe, I don't know, maybe top third, ACC, Virginia.
The Samford is in Alabama.
Oh, that's right. Thank you for saying that.
Homewood, Alabama.
I should have known that.
Yeah.
I should have known that. I don't know why I thought Georgia. Samford is in Alabama. Yep.
So that's why they're the Bulldogs.
Along with Troy, Alabama. Yep.
Men of Troy, that's in
I
Alabama.
should have known that. I actually have a Samford Bulldog jacket. We'll get into that later after the show. Let's see. Iowa State, Iowa. Mike already mentioned that one. Now, that one is a good draw. It got ESPNU. No, that's Virginia. Never mind. It's on the Big Ten network is where you're going to have to watch that one. But that seems to always be a good game.
Yeah.
They hate each other, just as much as any other in-state rivals hate each other.
Iowa took offensive football back half a century last week. What was this? They scored 2 safeties and a field goal.
That's how they got their 7. It looked like
Yeah.
a touchdown, didn't it?
Yeah.
But 2 safeties and a field
Average
goal.
about 2.5 yards.
How much money could you have won had you bet a prop bet on that they would score 7 points, 2 safeties, and a field goal? You wouldn't be working today. I can tell you that if you could have bet a few dollars on that. I'm just going to hit the heavyweights here. Kentucky and Florida is a game, to me, must-see TV right there.
Florida went from unranked to
12th.
number 12
Yep.
with that win over Utah.
Yep, that was a nice win for them. And Kentucky is absolutely no slouch. They're going to be a physical team, a power running team. Somebody wants to hit you in the mouth, and what's the coach's name? He's Stoops. What's his name?
Mark Stoops.
Mark Stoops. He's done a tremendous job with
He has.
Kentucky, the program there, since he has come on board. Let's see. We've got other big hitters. Southern Cal and Stanford. That's at 7:30 tonight on ABC.
Pac-12 conference. Yeah, Pac-12 game.
Yeah. Could that be the championship game this early in the season? Is Stanford good enough to win?
I wouldn't think so.
I wouldn't either.
No.
I wouldn't either.
No, they beat Colgate last week.
Georgia Southern at Nebraska. Southern at LSU. I didn't say Nebraska Southern. Let me redo that. Southern University is at LSU. Georgia Southern is at Nebraska. Michigan is hosting Hawaii. What's Michigan thinking? They could have went to Hawaii. Maybe they're doing that next year. Idaho at Indiana. Virginia Tech, losers last week to Old Dominion, right? For the second time in 4 years. Today they're at home against Boston College, who I think also went down and lost last week, if I'm not mistaken.
Boston College lost to Rutgers.
Yeah. Battle of ACC and Big Ten powers there in that matchup.
Yeah, you're getting ready to announce a good game. It's going to be late, but it's probably worth a while.
Oh, I'm going to tell you something. I'm surprised here. Baylor is at BYU, and that's the one you're thinking about.
Yep.
Yeah, why is the game at 10:15?
If I am, because it's for TV, it's nothing else on, and
It's at BYU.
It will only be 8:15 in Provo.
Right.
Now, BYU's favored, if I'm not mistaken. Look at that, Brett, and see what the spread
2.5.
2.5. BYU's favored. I would take Baylor on that.
would.
I think that might be a Baylor. I mean, if they're what everybody's talking about,
Well, they're
how do you come
defending-
in number 9 in the nation and go to 21 and be a 2-point underdog? They're giving a lot of credit to that home field and that crowd for BYU.
BYU beat South Florida
Close.
50-21.
See?
I think BYU returns about 18 starters.
Close for a while, maybe. For some reason, I thought that game was close. I must have looked at the score early. What else? I thought you had something else there, Brett. I thought you were going to give me a Baylor.
Well, it says BYU receivers Nakua and Romney out versus Baylor. I don't know if those are two of their top weapons or not, but if they are, that
Mitt
could
Romney?
be a big factor. Yeah.
Is that right?
Nakua,
Mike
who
didn't
is
even get
considered a dynamic
Mitt Romney.
NFL prospect, has a sprained right ankle.
that. All right, here you go. Two
I
more.
think you might be on to something betting on
Yeah, really.
Baylor in that
Really?
one as
Yeah.
an underdog.
What's that thing
Go
change?
right up to Kings Mountain and put some money on that one.
Or just call our buddy. He'll find a way. Oregon State at Fresno State and Mississippi State. I don't know who
How
scheduled
did
this
that
one.
game ever
Mississippi State. This is the mad professor.
Yeah.
Mississippi State, the mad scientist.
Mad
Mississippi
scientist.
State at Arizona. And I told Brett, and I watched a show on the ACC network featuring Mike Leach, and it was in Key West, the whole show. Oh, you should have watched it. It's worth that hour to watch that documentary or
What's
that
the
sit
name
down.
of it? Is it a 30-30?
What did I tell you? No, it's something that the ACC
Yeah, I don't-
network
Oh,
is
ACC
doing.
network.
And
okay.
it's a one-word name, and I can't remember.
I
what
can't
it
remember
is,
the name
but,
of it.
But I'll try to find out for you. A couple comments before we go to break. The quarterback at Pitt is Southern Cal transfer Keydon Slovis.
That's right.
I don't know if I.
Yeah, they traded a receiver for a quarterback.
I guess a quarterback named Slovis is okay, but I don't want my wide receivers to be named Slovis.
No,
Maybe it was a trade for wide receiver Jordan Addison, says Lenny. Ned says CBS Sports Channel has carried the Navy games plus the Army and Air Force games for years, but Spectrum doesn't include the channel in their sports package. DirecTV does. Yeah, DirecTV.
Got to cut
does.
the cable, Ned.
And Roger says, we heard Link Polly a while ago say 75-0 Roll Tide.
Yeah.
Roger says he'd like to see 99-0 Kentucky
Ooh,
over the
what's
Gators.
What's this anti-Texas sentiment all
No,
about?
that ain't got nothing to do with Texas. You didn't listen to me.
No, go ahead.
Kentucky over Florida.
Oh, Kentucky over
Tennessee and Florida.
Yeah, I got you.
There's no love lost between Tennessee and Florida. So, yeah, he hopes that Kentucky beats them 99-0.
Yeah, Florida, a longtime nemesis of UT.
It will be the bourbon versus what's Florida best known for? Disney.
Gator.
Gators.
Yeah, well,
Gators.
that's their name. Can't avoid that
Gatorade.
one. Yeah, can't avoid that one. Florida, I mean Kentucky.
I don't know.
To me, that's must see television.
Tropical
if you're,
storm.
If you're a Football. Well, Miami's got that one stolen.
Humidity.
There you go.
Yeah, humidity.
The Florida humidities. All right, we're going to take a timeout. Appreciate you tuning in. Coming back with high school football, a good one last night, for a while at least, in Lawndale. Back
We
in a
didn't
moment.
even got the NFL yet.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit mooneyinsurance.com. Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. Have you thought about when you would like to retire? One of your major assets is planning for retirement is time, and you lose a little of it each day. The longer you wait to start accumulating capital for retirement, the harder it's going to be. How should you plan for retirement? Start by calculating approximately how much capital you will need at retirement, then estimate how much you will have to put away each year. Finally, carefully choose the investments in which you will invest. Stiefel Nicholas can assist you. Call Ford Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stiefel Nicholas, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
In the best of times, no one is more deserving of every opportunity, encouragement, and support than the youth in our communities. Parents, teachers, coaches, and sponsors struggle to stretch their budgets to continue help. Communities need a team effort. Times Oil Corporation, a longtime member of the community, established the Times Educational Alliance Mission, or Team Foundation. Since 2011, over $125,000 in grants have been donated in the community. Times Oil and the Team Foundation are proud to be community partners.
And welcome back to Sports Talk. Talking music during the break. Triumph. Somebody tell me what big hit. Triumph had one song that played on the radio for years, still plays on the radio if you listen to 70s, 80s, any
I cannot
classic.
tell a lie. I do not know.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know if I know it by name title. That's the problem. If I hear the song, I know it, but I don't know if I know it by name title. But anyway, our song choice of the day was Born to Be Wild versus Bad to the Bone. If you have not weighed in, KeeverDavid@yahoo.com or many other ways Mike Powell is monitoring the Facebook now at this time.
So
Don
far,
Revels,
Link Polly both comment.
Don Revels says Born to Be Wild. So, it's the main thing is during these contests is we're getting votes for both sides, and that's good. That's what it's all about. Brett made a point. Born to Be Wild may not be somebody's favorite Steppenwolf song.
Sullivan's got a vote.
Magic Carpet
Bad
Ride.
to the Bone.
Did he? How about that? And he's a music man. There ain't no doubt about that. But like Brett said, and I think everybody in there, all of us agree that Bad to the Bone is probably not our favorite by George Thorogood. There's one or two that we may like more than that. Now,
is it Triumph? They're most
Ned says Magic of the Music, but if that is it, then I don't know it by title.
Their most played song on Spotify is "Lay It on the Line."
Yeah,
That's it. That's probably it.
86
That's probably
in the United States.
Yeah. Well, I said not the most well-known group, but you know what? They made some money in their time.
Yeah.
So maybe still making money. I don't know if they're still out there. Last night was kind of an abbreviated schedule in high school football. Had a lot of teams that were off last night, especially in our immediate area, because it is that 1 week between non-conference and conference play.
Would have been a good week for two
CVAC.
local teams to play.
It would
and draw a big
it
crowd.
Would. Yep. The only
Like
CVAC
Lincoln
team
and
that
East
played-
Lincoln could have moved their game to last night.
Yeah. But then you don't get that off week after a game like that. You know what I mean? You don't get that off week in between to heal the injuries. That's one of the things. Anybody's got little injuries and tweaks and stuff like that, you get 13 days off to get rid of those. But Bandy's was the only CVAC team in action last night. We do know they failed by. I'll get to all the scores in a moment. They did lose on the road at South Caldwell last night, taking on South Caldwell. Are they 3A now or 4A? Because they bounce back and forth, and I want to say they're 4A, but I may be wrong. Because I have to have the list. It changes so much with a couple schools. There's a couple schools that go back and forth in classifications that I have to have the current list in front of me or I will not remember. But we'll get into some of the scores here real quick. Huff beat Cox Mill last night 45-6. It was Salisbury over South Rowan 41-0.
Looks like South Caldwell's 4A.
That's what I thought. That was
Yeah.
my initial thought. In with Alexander Central and some of those schools, right, would be their conference opponents, or at least that'd be my guess. Because there's not a lot of 4A schools, in the northwest part of this state,
Yeah.
north central, northwest part of the
McDowell,
state.
4A, maybe?
Yeah, they may be in McDowell as well. They probably are. North Brunswick beat South Columbus 48-12 last night. I'm just going to let's see. Oh, I got to wait on my computer here a minute. Let's see. North Rowan falls to West Rowan. West Rowan 42, North Rowan 28. Wow, what is going on with my computer here this morning? It's not the computer, it's this website. Richard Howe, I'm going to go read these while it's loading here for me. Bad to the bone, says Richard. I'm not very wild, but have been bad at times. Yeah, I think we all have. Exactly. Ned says the verse also says, I'm young, I'm wild, and I'm free. That is the song I was thinking about.
Is it?
Triumph. Yep.
Okay. What decade was that?
Magic of the Music in Me. That's the name. Magic of the Music in Me. I'm going to say early 80s.
Okay.
Late 70s, early 80s. Right, Ned, if I had to guess? on the time period. Watch me be way off on when that song came out. South Iredale. We've been impressed with South Iredale in the early going, right? Well, last night they played the number one team in all of North Carolina by Max Prep rankings, East Forsyth, 59-7 last night in that contest. Brett and I have seen East Forsyth play a couple times. Did we see them win once and lose once?
Yeah.
That's what we did in state championship games. That's what I thought. Also, moving on down the list here, Leesville Road over Southern Durham. They're ranked 11th in the state. Leesville Road is 37-18. Roseville falls to Durham Hillside. Now, who'd they beat last week or 2 weeks ago? Dudley?
I think it was last week.
Yep, Durham Hillside solid, ranked 9th in the state, 43-28 over another ranked team, number 19, Roseville. It was East Carteret falling to White Oak, 53-14. Let's see, East Columbus losing to West Bladen. West Bladen 23-0 in that contest. See if we can find some more West scores.
I'll tell you a stat on East Forsyth. Now, this was before last night, after their first two games. Their quarterback had 377 yards passing and 5 touchdowns in 2 games. He also had 416 yards rushing and 6 more touchdowns, averaging 17.3 yards per carry on the season, the quarterback. 24 carries, 416 yards.
And this is East Forsyth
quarterback.
They're the Eagles, right?
Yeah.
First thing come to my mind, who's this kid signing with?
Yeah.
This dual.
Jalen Alexander Rayner.
Jalen Alexander Rayner.
He is
that
a
sounds
senior.
Like a name to keep an eye on. You might need to check recruiting.
And he's
just
probably,
see.
he's probably going somewhere just as an athlete.
Yeah.
If he's running like that,
Yeah.
not as a quarterback.
Yeah, but he could get in one of these high-powered option offenses, and oh my
They've
goodness.
scored 49, 49, and 57, and that's against pretty good competition.
It's been impressive. That's all I can say. That's a mighty impressive resume with a mighty impressive quarterback here through the first, 4 games for them. Charlotte Christian beat Topsail. Now, how did that game come about?
That's what I was wondering.
Charlotte Christian and Topsail last night. I'm guessing played down at the coast since Topsail's on the bottom. 55. They're also on the bottom of the score. 55-7 in that contest last night. Sun Valley beat Rocky River 30-12. Lewisburg 42, Washington County 8. Butler over Myers Park 34-9. Avery County falls to McDowell. This one was on our pick sheet last night. McDowell 46, Avery County 21.
Myers Park 0-4 now.
How about that?
Didn't their coach leave?
And took it.
Probably.
Well, didn't that come a year? Hasn't this come a year after they forfeited their whole season, or was it just?
They did forfeit quite a few games.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the entire year or not. But they also had like those 8 NFL players.
Yeah, they were loaded a
sons on
couple
their
years
team.
ago.
Yeah, that's changed a little bit as well.
Yeah, last year they were
Where's my
2-10.
Where's my math?
They were 2-10 because
I
of
see an orange.
forfeits.
2-10 because of forfeits.
Yep.
Anybody that heard me saying "Where's my math?" It's a joke this morning before the show. Yeah, inside joke before the show came on this morning. I'm not really looking for my math. I know exactly where it is. North Meck 28, Berry Academy 24. Southwest Edgecombe falls to Tarboro. Tarboro did not blow up the scoreboard last night, though, against Southwest Edgecombe, 27-7 in that game. You know, last week Tarboro scored 54 and lost by 2 points. I can't remember exactly who that was to either at the time. It was Chapel Hill beating Carborough 49-7. Lanny's favorite high school last night, Orange, defeated Granville Central 45-0. Southern Nash over South Granville 34-14. Birdie High over First Flight, defensive battle 8-0. Havelock 30-0 over West Craven. So one Rams team did win this week. Let's see. Winston-Salem Prep falls to Walkertown 49-0. McMichael over Winston-Salem Carver. I'm going to go out and say this is probably their first win ever over Carver. I don't know that for sure, but I just don't remember seeing them beat Carver. 52-32 last night. McMichael in charge. Independence 69, Hopewell 14. D.H. Conley falls to Northern Nash. Northern Nash 44-7. Northern Durham 28, Vance County 20. Lexington falls to Oak Grove. Oak Grove's the new high school over there in Davidson County, and they've been good in just about every sport. Last night they beat Lexington 47-7. J.M. Robinson 38, Carson 3. This is a great one here. Lee County beat Mecklenburg County. I just don't believe that would happen if they beat Mecklenburg County. That's what it says on my scoreboard. So I know that's wrong.
Well, that must be some kind of
private
charter
school.
It says Mecklenburg County Phoenix, which is in Bakersville, Virginia.
Well,
okay.
48-0 Lee County wins that game. Amazing how some of these matchups.
There's a lot of out-of-state games.
There are. Anson County beats Albemarle on Friday night 21-14. Cuthbertson 35, South Meck 28. Red Springs falls to Wilson Prep. Wilson Prep 16-8 in that game. Mountain Island Charter 27, Union Academy nothing. Farmville Central 22, Swansboro 19. Kinston 52, Pamlico County 8. Bessemer City knocking on the door of a win last night.
They did.
But did not get it. Christ the King edges Bessemer City 14-13. I don't know what time they played, but I think I saw a final on that thing by 9 o'clock. 9 or 9. It was over quick.
Well, everybody in our poll picked Christ the King, I believe.
And everybody got it right.
Everybody got it right.
Barely, right? Barely counts. Barely counts. East Meck falls to Olympic. Olympic 53-7 over East Meck. It was Cardinal Gibbons. Battle of heavyweights here. Cardinal Gibbons 10. Wake Forest 9 last night over in the Raleigh area. Another heavyweight battle. Weddington gets the best of Ardrey Cale. Who says Weddington can't compete on the 4A level, right? That's number 12 beating number 6. Weddington with the win last night 31-14. Wallace Rosehill 56, Pender County 28. West Stanley loses to North Stanley 24-21. East Henderson 28, North Buncombe 24. East Surrey 54, South Stokes nothing. Seems like Coach Lohman up at East Surrey's got that team rolling once again. Wheatmore 21, Chatham Central nothing. Chase over Cherryville last night 50-0. Brevard falls to Irwin. Irwin 32, Brevard 27. Mount Airy 51, Ashe County 29. Somebody in our group picked Ashe. I was a little surprised by that. Picked Ashe to win that game. Ashe County and Mount Airy. Catawba Ridge 45, West Cabarrus nothing. Reedsville over Eastern Alamance. Good battle here. It's 35-28. Wasn't it tied at 28? Seemed like it was.
I know it was 21-21.
Okay.
At halftime. So yeah, I mean it probably was.
Yeah. Yep. 35-28. Reedsville with a big win over a 3A Eastern Alamance team. Whiteville beat Rosewood 41-7.
Yeah, that's Eastern Alamance's first loss.
Is it? Whiteville 41-7 over Rosewood. Freedom wins over Patton 40-14. Somebody had Patton in our group as well. RS Central 27, Chesney, South Carolina 20. Richmond County gets their first win of the season. You don't say that this late very often. 28-19 over Southview. Wilkes Central falls to East Wilkes 36-16. North Henderson 44, Owen 34. Northwest Cabarrus 24, Mount Pleasant 17. Let's see. Northwest Cabarrus defeated North Lincoln a week ago, right? 14-0. Last night gets another win, 24-17 over Mount Pleasant. Drone beats Highland Tech 62-6. Thomasville over Forbush 26-13. North Davidson over East Rowan 49-14. Pine Lake Prep over Starmount in a very weird score last night, 21-2. Win for Pine Lake Prep. Robbinsville over Smoky Mountain 28-7. Chambers in a big matchup last night. Number 3 Chambers beats Hickory Ridge 42-21. Don't let that score fool you there for Hickory Ridge. They're pretty much a power, and aren't they 3A, Brett? Hickory
I think
Ridge?
so.
I do too. Swain County beat Pisgah 20-7. Hendersonville beats Mountain Heritage 51-16. I don't think Mountain Heritage has a win yet this year either. Roger says that East Forsyth quarterback is high on Tennessee's list, and he has visits there. So I figure he's from the numbers Brett gave me, he's probably high on a lot of teams' list at this point. Ned says Oak Grove might be good in all sports, but not good enough to beat Seth Willis and the Rebels in the 19 baseball playoffs. Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah.
And then I think that the year before, I think they were defeated by North Lincoln, if I'm not mistaken, Oak Grove, because I've got a friend down there, Mike. I'm not exactly sure how you say his last name, Duprez, but it's spelled like Duprez, D-U-P-R-E-Z. But and I enjoy talking to him anytime we hook up with those Davidson County schools. Swain County 20, Pisgah 7. Some people thought this one coming up here might be in the game of the night, at least within our 30-mile radius. The score's just a little misleading. Burns beats Watauga 48-28.
Yeah.
It was 21-all at half. And actually, Watauga took a 28-21 lead.
Woo, and Burns comes back with
27. I'll help you.
27. Thank you. I
27
needed help
unanswered.
on that one.
27 unanswered and wins that game by 20. And if you'd have told me that one of the teams wins by 20, I would have thought Burns if I had to pick one, but I wouldn't have thought they would have won by 20.
I was just surprised the
nice
scoring
win.
got that
Well, I picked
Yeah.
Watauga, so
Yeah.
what do I know?
I thought the Watauga maiden game was pretty low scoring,
Yeah.
and Burns, I thought, was a defensive team.
It just
But,
totally
yeah.
doesn't make
I mean,
sense.
I picked that one 21
It
to
totally
14. I had the
doesn't make
lowest
sense.
point total out of everybody on that game.
Yeah, I had 21-20, so I wasn't far away from you. But yeah, that was
you try to figure out the Cleveland County thing. Burns smashes Crest, then they
Burns
lose.
smashes
they get
Crest.
shut out by Kings Mountain. Crest comes back and beats Shelby.
But don't forget, Kings Mountain is a perfect 2-0.
I know.
But they do have Crest in week 11.
That's right.
The 10th
In
game of the year.
Big South
Yep.
3A.
Yeah, that will be by that time. That will be
Big game.
a big. It's going to be a big game.
Crest
Anyway, if
will
they
probably
played it
get-
tomorrow, it'd be a big game.
Yeah.
But you think about that.
And don't forget South
forget
Point
South
being in
Point
that
in that
conference.
conference.
All right.
So that could be a battle for first or second place.
That's pretty incredible. Coach Cloninger last night sent me this one. He said he sent me two biggest surprises of the night. One of them was that Starmount score, only scoring 2 points in that game.
Mm-hmm.
But this one does surprise me. Mitchell County, who had been rolling, right? They got I know they lost to Watauga last week, but that's a 1A against a 4A, and it was 28-21.
Yeah.
You know? Last night, Andrews beats Mitchell County 44-27. So how good is this Andrews team?
Andrews is 4-0.
Yes.
Where do they come from? What county is that?
That one over there
No, over there.
in the southern mountains.
Yep.
Andrews,
Go ahead and tell me, Brett. Tell me about them.
4-0. They've outscored their opponents 184-61.
Do a pretty healthy margin.
They've beaten Hickory Hawks, East Henderson, North Buncombe, and now Mitchell. And they're in the conference with Swain, Robbinsville, and Murphy, so they're going to be tested down the road. I mean, that's a pretty stout conference.
My computer just died, so it's perfect time for us to take our final break. And also, we got to get into the NFL, our picks for the NFL here in just a few minutes as well. So hang on. We'll be right back.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit mooneyinsurance.com. Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. Have you thought about when you would like to retire? One of your major assets is planning for retirement is time, and you lose a little of it each day. The longer you wait to start accumulating capital for retirement, the harder it's going to be. How should you plan for retirement? Start by calculating approximately how much capital you will need at retirement, then estimate how much you will have to put away each year. Finally, carefully choose the investments in which you will invest. Stiefel Nicholas can assist you. Call Ford Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stiefel Nicholas, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
In the best of times, no one is more deserving of every opportunity, encouragement, and support than the youth in our communities. Parents, teachers, coaches, and sponsors struggle to stretch their budgets to continue help. Communities need a team effort. Times Oil Corporation, a longtime member of the community, established the Times Educational Alliance Mission, or Team Foundation. Since 2011, over $125,000 in grants have been donated in the community. Times Oil and the Team Foundation are proud to be community partners.
All right, here we go. Continuing the scoreboard. Mentioned that Andrews High beat Mitchell last night, 44-27. Convincing win there for Andrews, and Brett said 4-0 on the season. Wildcats, Bobcats.
Wildcats.
Yeah, I'm just guessing by looking at their logo. Whatever it is red. You ever seen a red Wildcat? You better run when you do.
Mm-hmm.
Eastern Randolph 28-21 over Burlington Williams. AC Reynolds loses last night, their first loss of the year, but
another out of state.
Did go out of state to do it.
Game.
Played at home, but lost to Rayburn Gap, Nakuchi. That's what it says right in front of me here. As AC Reynolds a loser by 37-28 in that game. Sounds like a good contest. Rayburn Gap was ranked 14th
in the country
in Georgia.
Georgia, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike. AC Reynolds is 10th in the country. I see where you're going there. Monroe 56, Montgomery Central nothing. Monroe 2A could play a big factor later down the road.
Rayburn Gap beat Charlotte Country Day 50-12 last week.
Yeah.
So they must be pretty good. Their only loss is to Baylor.
Yeah, well. That ought to tell you something right there. And yet Baylor's an underdog. No wonder. Mallard Creek beat Gaffney last night. Big win for North Carolina there. Mallard Creek 20-13 over Gaffney.
Yes, Mallard Creek is getting back into the mix of, I guess, the elite Charlotte area teams.
Roger said Watauga had 2 fumbles inside their own 30 late that led to Burns touchdowns. He said he was there. Yep. I know Darren Turner was there, kept sending me updates. So a lot of folks in the area made that trip last night. We had already talked about it. If we were going anywhere, that's where we were going. We were going to go watch Burns.
Yeah, I was all geared up. But
well, it looked like the first half would have been fun to watch, but then Burns pulled away.
Yeah, that's true.
Pulled away late.
Well, we could have gone to
20 point
what's the barbecue place over in
It's
Foster?
changed names. It's not the Honey
Johnny
Hog
Ray's
anymore.
Smokehouse.
Johnny Ray's Smokehouse.
Johnny Ray's Smokehouse. That's great.
Which I heard is the same owner. Johnny Ray is the owner. I don't know why they changed, went away from Honey Hog, but anyway.
He didn't go by Honey Hog. He goes by Johnny Ray, and he wants
He wants that name recognition.
Yep. Lenny says Hickory Ridge is a very good team. Those 2 losses are to Charlotte Catholic by 1 point and to Chambers, coached by former UNC lineman. See if you remember this name, because I don't. Jupiter Wilson.
Oh.
And that's a name that I would probably
I would remember
Jupiter,
that.
Yeah.
I don't know many Jupiters.
No, but that's a great name. I like it.
Yeah.
We had Mercury Morris back in the day. You got
Venus
Williams.
Venus Williams.
You got Earth. You got World Be Peace or whatever. Isn't it? Be
How
free.
about the
World Be
ultimate?
free.
God, Sham God.
You got Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars.
Let's keep going.
But
Come
Pluto
on.
from Disney.
Pluto from Disney.
No.
Somebody's Neptune.
Saturn,
Johnny Neptune? What is it? The cartoon. Is there Johnny something Neptune? I've seen it.
Yeah.
Saturn, the car dealership.
There was a group called the Neptunes that had a Pharrell Williams in it.
Mm-hmm.
Scott said he lost to Honey Hog in a poker game. That's possible.
Very
Never know.
possible, yeah.
Yeah. So have we named all the planets now? Did we get them all in there? Oh,
Didn't have Saturn or Uranus.
easy there.
But when
Don't know anybody with that name.
you know what happens when
No, but a lot of people get called that. Maybe us on this show. You never know, right? Oh, man. That's a good one, Brett. You finished it off with class there. A touch of class. That's with the CL. So, any surprises you guys last night?
Yeah, I got one.
Okay.
East Rutherford 21, Madison 14. The
Got their
Cavaliers
win.
get their win.
And
Congratulations.
we know they didn't win a game last year.
Right.
I got
Because
a
they
2A
didn't have a varsity program.
team that must be pretty good. Forest Hills beat Charlotte Latin 16-14. Forest Hills is 4-0 now.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Now, that's a one-time power.
Yeah,
Back
in the
there in
90s
Marshall.
they were
really good under Coach John Lowry.
They've only given up 35 points in 4 games.
Yeah, that's Forest Hills type football. That sounds like they're getting back to the standards that they were back many years ago. Turned into a basketball school there for about.
Oh, it did.
Oh my gosh, they were really strong and still are a good strong. I think they didn't play quite as good last year.
Yeah, didn't they win the state title the year they defeated East Lincoln in the regional final?
They did win one.
Yeah, they won at least one.
Yeah.
In that stretch.
Yeah.
At least one.
They went 7-5 last year. Now 4-0 to start this year. And they beat Charlotte Latin last year.
They did beat Charlotte Latin last year.
Yep.
Well, that is impressive. Speaking of impressive, the Buffalo Bills on Thursday night, 31-10, season opener in the SoFi. I got that right? I'm just trying to think what the name of that stadium is that's so futuristic looking.
Yeah,
out in Los Angeles. If you look at that thing, it only sticks out of the ground about as high as this building. So it's a deep hole there, been dug to stick that stadium down in. But it is a very, very, very nice and modern stadium. And
is that the Chargers' home?
Yep.
Also, their permanent home.
Mm-hmm.
They will share the stadium.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, that's why it's not called Ram Stadium, Charger Stadium. It's, my guess is
not much of anything is called
not anymore.
That anymore.
No, the old days.
Even Heinz Field has changed.
Has
which
it?
I hate. Yeah.
Heinz Field is no longer Heinz Field. What is it?
No, it's not.
Some kind of financial.
Yeah.
Well, financial firms have named them all.
They named them
yeah.
all.
I'm guessing Truist, because every baseball park in the major leagues now seems to be Truist Park or
Even
Truist
my
Field,
beloved AT&T Field in San Fran is something else now.
and not Pac Bell Park.
It's
I don't know what it is.
let me find it.
Oh
it's
my!
Acrisure Stadium
Which one is
in Pittsburgh.
in Pittsburgh? Acrisure.
Acrisure.
Come on, the Hines
That's
family.
Yeah,
all
I
those
hate
years.
that.
Yep, that's
I
just
hate that.
that's
Heinz
one. Yeah.
Field.
Yep. Yeah. Baseball was PNC Park, but that was new. You know, it never had the Hines name or anything. But yep,
Well, yeah, I always did like the Three Rivers.
I did too.
it was
Three
great.
River
too.
Stadium.
That was great too. Yep, and you had Riverfront in Cincinnati.
the
and Three
Riverfront in
Rivers.
Cincinnati.
Which theirs is still good. The Great American Ballpark. Is,
Best name ever,
It's a cool
Candlestick
name.
Park, San Fran.
Why?
I don't know. I just liked it.
Why? Well, I mean, what is the
I don't know.
what's the
I don't know
candles-
what the
what's the
significance-
candlestick?
I don't know what the
Was it
candlestick
because
is.
of the way the lights look sticking? I don't know. I don't know
That's
why.
a
It was-
good question.
That's a good one.
I'll
I do not
research
know
that
why
one.
it's called Candlestick.
I'll research that and get back to you.
Candlestick Park. Saints visit Atlanta on Sunday, September 11th. Let's remember that day. Saints, the Saints visit Atlanta. San Francisco at Chicago. Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. Philadelphia at Detroit. New England at Miami. Baltimore at New York Jets. Jacksonville at Washington. Cleveland at Carolina. Indianapolis at Houston. New York Giants at Tennessee. The Packers at the Vikings. Kansas City at Arizona. Las Vegas Raiders at Los Angeles Chargers. That's a great matchup for week one. And Tampa at Dallas is your night game on Sunday night. And for the first time in a long time, I can't remember, only one game on Monday night, the first Monday night.
Yeah.
But here's what's weird. Next Monday night, there are two. So somebody got mixed up.
Notice we got at least two games in which an ousted quarterback faces his old team.
Denver is at Seattle. Mike is speaking of Russell Wilson switching uniforms and going to be playing in Seattle. So that's interesting. You know they scheduled that after
Of course.
after he made his move, and Denver will be at Seattle, and the other one is what, Mike?
Cleveland at Carolina.
Cleveland at Carolina. How about that, Baker, and the Panthers. All right, you guys got time to give me your division winners?
Ooh, let's look at the division.
AFC East, Buffalo here.
Yeah, Buffalo.
Anybody
Well,
else?
let me look at the standings first, okay?
The standings.
Well, I mean,
They're all 0-0.
Yeah, but I can at least get the teams in each division. Yeah, well,
Just say Buffalo.
Yes, Buffalo.
Cincinnati, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Baltimore. Who you going with in the North?
Boy, I'm going with the Ravens.
Okay, he goes with the Ravens.
I'll go Bengals.
I'll go Bengals to repeat as well. I don't know if they'll do as well in the playoffs, but I think they are strong enough to win the division. I'll go first in the South. I'm going with Colts.
Yeah, Colts.
I'm going with the Titans.
Titans. I think that's
Remember the Titans.
their only challenger. In the West, Denver, Kansas City, the Raiders, and the Chargers. The best division in football right now, the
No
AFC
doubt.
West. Go, Brett.
Chiefs.
Well, I'm going Broncos. I'm going out on a limb. Russell Wilson. We'll get it done.
Well, since I was going to go with the Broncos, but I'm going to mix it up. I'll go with the Chargers since
All right.
Mike went with the Broncos.
All right.
My turn to go first here in the NFC East. A lot of people talking Philadelphia, but I'll go with Dallas until proven otherwise.
I'm talking Philadelphia.
Yeah, I'm going Philly.
In the North, Mike goes first.
Well, of course. They do it every year. The Packers.
Packers.
Packers. I'll go Packers. Yeah.
I think Minnesota will be close, but I'm going with the Packers.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'll go with the South first. New Orleans.
Tampa.
Tampa.
Two Tampas and a Tampa 2. He's running that Dungy defense over there. NFC West, which doesn't have the look it did a year ago.
I'm
but,
going Cardinals.
Cardinals. I'll go Niners.
I think the Rams will recover. They still got a lot. I mean, I know they lost the opener, but
Who's going first with their championship game? Give me the AFC championship. Brett.
AFC Championship.
Bills. Chargers.
Bills and Chargers. So he's not even picking his division
No,
winner.
I picked
like
Kansas City
that.
to win
I
the
like
division.
that,
I'm going to
yeah.
take the Chargers to get
Bills and
hot
Chargers.
in the playoffs.
Yeah. I'm definitely going with the Bills after watching them the other night, and we do get that advantage of watching two teams play one game, but that's just the way it is. But I'm definitely going with those Bills. But I'll have to go with the Chiefs. So I'm not going with my division winner either. I'll go with the Chiefs.
I'm going to, even though I picked Denver to win the division, I'm going Bills and Chargers as well.
Bills and Chargers, like Brett.
Yeah.
I love to see the Chargers get there.
I heard somebody say yesterday that the Chargers quarterback's the best player in football. I think that's a little bit overblown.
It may not be by the end of the year.
Yeah.
He's good. He's really good. Now we go to the NFC side, and Mike, you go first with the championship game. I want to hear this one.
Dang.
Yeah.
Really tough. I'm going Packers and 49ers.
Packers and 49ers. We've seen that before.
Yep.
Last year? 2 years ago.
Well, I mean, we just see it a lot.
Oh, yeah, they
At
met last
in
year.
the
It wasn't
playoffs.
in, it
Yeah,
wasn't in the
last year.
championship.
At least in
yeah.
the playoffs, we see
In the
that
divisional
quite
playoffs.
often. Yeah,
Yeah.
we do see that quite often. Who you got, Brett?
I'm going to go Rams-Cardinals.
Rams. And boy, you're high on those
Why are you
Cardinals.
so high
all
on
of a
the
sudden.
Cardinals?
Rams and Cardinals. Yeah. Well, I'm
Don't
going
see it.
49ers, and that second one is really tough for me to pick an opponent for the 49ers. But for some reason, I want to either say Tampa or New Orleans, and I picked New Orleans to win the division, so I'll say Niners and Tampa. I'll go the other way when it comes to
Nobody
the playoff.
went with Dallas.
And then, they just, I don't know, they just seem to fizzle out when they get there. And I just don't know if they can play as well as they did a season ago.
Right.
All right, real quick, your Super Bowl and who's winning it? Who over who?
Well, I told you the other day mine was a Super
Yeah,
Bowl preview.
you said yours was on TV
Thursday.
the other night. The Rams,
The Rams
and
did
the Bills.
not look as good as I would have hoped
Yeah.
for a Super Bowl team, but I'll stick with it. Bills.
They have a very good coach. That won't happen
Yeah,
again.
Bills defeating the Rams. First game of the year and last game of the year.
So Brett is picking a team that's never won the Super Bowl to win the Super Bowl. And Dan Patrick said 6 weeks ago that was going to happen, that a team that had never won it's going to win it. He goes with the Bills. Who you got, Mike?
Well, I'm going Bills.
Yeah.
But I'm going, for the first time in 10 or 11 years, to make another appearance in the Super Bowl. Green Bay Packers with Aaron Rodgers.
Green Bay and the Bills, and who's winning that matchup?
Well, Josh, what's the quarterback's name for Buffalo? It escapes me right now. Josh Allen looks like a Superman right now, so
Not Josh Rosen.
I'm going to go Bills. Yeah, definitely not Josh Rose. I'm going to go Bills to win their first Super Bowl ever. Am I right? They had 4 tries back in the 70s.
The 49ers will match New England and Pittsburgh. They'll win their 6th Super Bowl with a win over the team that beat them just a few years back, the Chiefs. That's mine. They'll beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs handle Buffalo again.
So
in the
putting a lot in
playoffs.
Trey Lance, or do you think
I am.
Jimmy G will take back over mid-season?
Nobody mentioned Miami.
I just
and
like-
and they've
Yeah, there's a
their
reason for that.
off-season acquisitions were
Nobody mentioned Washington either.
Candlestick Ballpark was named after the candlestick birds that were known to inhabit that area, per Rodney Willis. Interesting fact,
Thank
the
you.
Beatles played their last live commercial concert at Candlestick Park
They sure
August
did.
29th, 1966,
64.
he says.
Thank you, Rodney. I did not
Showing my age
remember
before
that.
John Lowry Forest Hills was coached by the legendary coach Algie Faircloth, and I do remember him. And Lenny
Faircloth.
also says the Honey Hog had co-owners, and I think they split. So Johnny
Oh,
Ray's
okay.
is the name now. I hear the other going to open another restaurant. So there you go. We'll have 2 restaurants over in that area. Lawndale with 2 big restaurants. For Brett, Mike, David, see you next week.